If you're craving peace, but your calendar is screaming chaos, this is the video for you. If you've been saying yes when you are burnt out, this is the video for you. If your goals do not excite you anymore, this is your sign that a life audit is needed. If you feel like you're doing a lot and not getting anywhere at the same time, this is the video for you. Or do you feel like you don't know where your time is going and you're feeling unmotivated? Once again, this is the video for you. So whether you're doing a lot and not seeing results, or you're not doing enough and you don't know where your time is going, this is the video for you. Because sometimes it's not about doing more. It's about doing what actually matters. And if you're not doing anything at all, the real question is, where's your time going? So welcome to This Life with Sal. And today on our Becoming Journey, I'm going to show you how to life audit. Now you may be asking, what is a life audit? Have no fear, your girl is here. A life audit is you checking in with yourself. You're going to check in with your habits, your routines, your daily commitments, and ask yourself, is this really serving me? And seriously ask yourself, is this serving me? Why are we doing this? Let's be real. A lot of our time is either going to waste, or you have a schedule, you're not sticking to your schedule, or you don't feel like doing something. You're not going to get where you want to go if you're not doing what you need to do. Yes, we can manifest. Yes, we can have affirmations. But if we're not putting in the work, we're not going to really see results. If you don't know where your time is going, we're going to audit today. I'm going to show you. So whether you're playing this while you're cooking, cleaning, driving, it's okay. You don't need to look at it, but you can always come back and listen and follow along. So to my girlies who would like to actually go through this together, I have a freebie that's going to be available for you down below. And what you're going to do is you're going to download the freebie and we can work through this together. Or once again, like I said, save this for later and come back. Okay, let's begin. Have you ever had those weeks where you were busy nonstop, and when you look back, you can't even remember what you did? Yeah, that was me. Feeling stuck, unable to figure out what have I really accomplished, what have I done? No more. We're not doing that anymore. It's time to take back our time. On this becoming journey, you're going to realize a lot of your old routines are not going to align with the new you. The woman you are becoming, the person that you're becoming, those old ways are not going to work anymore. We need to start to really filter through what works and what doesn't work. When I started doing this life audit, I actually started to see what was bringing me more peace and what was causing the chaos. And a lot of the things that causes your chaos can have a ripple effect. I was craving peace, joy, and to feel more grounded, and obviously creativity. I wanted to feel more fulfilled within myself, but I wasn't, because I wasn't doing the things that I promised myself I would do. I was getting lost up in the sauce, okay? And we're not doing that. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide of what I did and what you could do as well. So step number 1, I want you to write out everything you've done this entire week. If it's the start of the week, I want you to write out everything you've done last week. Monday to Sunday, Sunday to Saturday, however you like to write out your calendar, do so. Now that you wrote out everything that you have done, I want you to sit here and put them in different categories. And if you're unsure of what to write down and what really counts, everything. I mean everything. I want you to write down scrolling. I want you to write down writing. I want you to write down work, school, house chores, cooking, cleaning, traffic. Everything counts, okay? If you're unsure how much screen time you've been using, check on your phone. You'll be able to see how much screen time you use for the day, the week. I want you to check it out. Write it down, okay? And the reason we're doing this is for the bigger picture that comes later. But for the most part, when you see it on paper, you're going to realize a lot of this stuff either fills your cup or empties it. Which one you want? Do you want to be more fulfilled? Or do you want to be worn out, tired, overworked, overwhelmed for something that doesn't really serve you? Once again, we got to get rid of that. If it doesn't serve us, goodbye. Coming from a recovering people pleaser. And understand this is not about shame. I don't want you to feel shameful. I don't care if your thing says you've been doom scrolling for 10 hours in a day. We're not judging ourselves. Judgment free. We're focusing on awareness. Okay, that's the first step. Self-awareness. Do not beat yourself up. Don't be like, oh, I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my life. This is life. At any point of time, you can change and get better. Let this be your sign. One thing that's very important of why you should audit your time is because we tend to not pause. And we just keep doing stuff. So we need to assess the situation before we end up doing things that does not align with the person we're becoming. Once again, it's just the old bad habit or routine that you're doing that doesn't align with who you want to be. I want you to highlight what drained you and what fueled you. Like, what gave you your energy? What took most of your energy? What made you feel like crap after? And what made you feel good? Step 2, you need to ask yourself these 4 questions. I'm gonna insert them on the screen. What did I spend the most time on? What truly made me feel good? What am I avoiding? And lastly, what no longer fits the woman I'm becoming? Seriously, you gotta ask yourself that. You might end up saying yes to something that may have aligned with the old version of yourself, but the new you, it just doesn't fit anymore. You need time to breathe and grow. Like, does this serve me? Because it probably doesn't. What are your 3 top priorities? For me this season, it's going to be discipline, consistency, and creativity. I need to be consistent in order to thrive in my creative element. And in order for me to be consistent, I need to be disciplined. So those are my 3. And now that I have my list, with that, when something comes up, I ask myself, does this align with my 3 priorities? If not, then maybe it's not a priority. Or maybe it's just not a priority right now. And then from there, we go to step 4. This is where you adjust yourself slowly. You don't throw everything on you. Don't overwhelm yourself, but you slowly add it into your weekly routine, daily routine as a micro goal. This micro goal will eventually be your little micro change that happens over time. And this is important. Don't try to overwhelm yourself and add too many different changes at once. We want to go slowly. We're going to start with the 3. Try to find a way to prioritize it once a day, once a week, until you get the habit of it. But the goal is to add this micro change. We want this micro change into our daily life. We can habit stack, which is when you do one thing and then you add the new habit along with the thing that you're doing. Example could be if you're trying to learn more about self-improvement. While you're cleaning or cooking, you can play an audiobook. That is micro stacking. That's one way to do it, because you're going to wash the dishes regardless. So you might as well play something in the back that's not noise, that you can actually learn and benefit from. One thing that I'm working on when I say discipline is saying no. That goes hand in hand with my discipline, because now I need to set boundaries for myself, strong boundaries. And I need to stick to those boundaries, because that is my discipline to myself. So that way I can stay consistent, because I tend to say yes to things before even thinking about it. So you need to give yourself a break. You need a pause before agreeing. So for me, if I say yes to something and it does not serve me when I'm doing that task, I'm constantly reminding myself, this is what happens when you do not put yourself first. This is what happens when you don't take the time to think it through. This is what happens when you don't take the time to see if this aligns with your commitments. What is your schedule that you need to follow? And if you're not following it and you're agreeing to something that doesn't fit within your time frame, you're overextending yourself. You lack the discipline to say no. You lack the discipline to show up for yourself, because you're allowing yourself to just cave right in. Once again, people pleaser here. I don't want to do it no more. I'm tired. It's not happening. No, 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 no. No is a sentence. No is all you need to say. Or if you don't want to say no, simply say, I'm unable to assist you with that, but if things change, I'll let you know. With the workload that I currently have, I'm unavailable to help you at that moment. No. Or you could just say no. When it comes to adjusting, we need to say no to unnecessary commitment. And we also need to let go of some toxic routine. If it doesn't serve you, bye. And I don't expect you to do this all in one shot. We are auditing our time so that way we can do it with purpose. You're not going to do this as a punishment to yourself. Be gentle, take your time. But remember, you're doing this with purpose. There's a reason why you need to align yourself with a certain schedule. And here is a simple list of the things you should audit in your life. At least every few weeks. This isn't something you have to do all the time, but if you could get on track, from there you'll be able to pinpoint anything that comes up that does not align. Number 1 is going to be time and energy. Where do your hours really go? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Number 2 is relationships. I want you to ask yourself, who do you feel seen and safe with? Because y'all know y'all be dealing with some people that is just, too much. Those one-sided relationships, no mas, no more. No more you being their therapist, listen to them ramble all day, them trauma dumping on you. Tell them you're not a therapist. No more. Okay, you need your brain to be clear of the nonsense so that way you can flourish and focus. Just saying. Mindset. What thoughts are making you feel small? Whether it's self-doubt, lack of confidence, whether it's you being really critical with yourself, like criticizing yourself to the extreme, please stop. You're your biggest critic, but at the same time, you need to be your biggest supporter. Lock her in the back and throw away the key. Tell her goodbye. Anytime you hear something negative in your brain, saying this is not good enough or you're doing it wrong, say goodbye. Bye, Felicia. We don't have time for this. Does your space reflect peace or chaos? Believe it or not, a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. Your environment is a mirror. So if your space feels heavy, then your mind probably is too. You ever just walked in your space and you felt overwhelmed, or you want to start working on something, but your space is a hot mess. So now you can't focus on your space because your space is a hot mess. And now you're sitting there like, oh, you spend too much time cleaning up your space that now you don't have the energy to do anything else, or just looking at it makes you feel overwhelmed with all the other stuff that you're going to do. So now you don't want to do anything. Yeah. And one thing I noticed is that peace does not come from doing it all. It comes from doing what actually matters. Your house is a mess. You handled it. But now you come back in and there is a pile of dishes. It's okay to leave those dishes there for a second and do that one thing that makes you happy and then go back to the dishes. But understand, it's not about doing it all. It's doing what matters, right? So now we know, okay, if I do these dishes now, I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. Tomorrow I can focus on whatever it is that you need to focus on. Even if you set a schedule, do so. But we'll get into that in another video. Let's work on our environment. You're going to audit your life, not because you're behind, simply because you're growing. You're becoming. You're turning into this woman that you always wanted to be. It's a process, okay? Take your time, but understand it's going to happen when you put in the work. If this resonated with you, I want you to take the time out to determine what works, what doesn't work. I attached a freebie down below for you guys, so that way you can help guide yourself so you don't feel overwhelmed, or if you feel like writing it out yourself, that's totally fine. I want you to also remember you are not lost. You're simply editing your life to fit the woman you're becoming. If you're on your own becoming journey, please hit the subscribe. Let's grow together. That way we can have more real conversations about self-growth and becoming the best versions of ourselves. I am thinking about creating a little community of women where we hold each other accountable and we work towards our goals together. In my next video, we're going to be discussing how to create a routine that really works with what we just discovered from our life audit. So if you did your life audit, good for you. And next week's video will definitely help you furthermore determine how we're going to use what we just discovered about ourselves. What are we going to do to utilize that time now that we have more and we got rid of the bags that we don't need? Thank you so much for tuning in to This Life with Sel. My name is Selena. I'm so grateful that you came and stopped by. I hope that this video was useful and helpful. And just remember that you are enough. Take your time, one day at a time. And I can't wait to hear your becoming stories. I hope you have a wonderful day. Later, love you, bye.